evening. So Earth's a Bob. Hi, Bob. Hi, how are you doing? Did you have something to eat? Oh my gosh. So what day is this? Friday. Today is Friday. Now, I don't know how many of you believe in things like karma or something about fate. It's fate and karma, not quite the same thing. Or something about the interactions of the spirit realm. If you went to Lilydale, down here near Jamestown, you could have your aura rubbed and you could tap into the spirit world. So all of that is a slight preamble to the fact that we had planned to have this wonderful occasion at a different venue on campus. And we've been thinking about that for several months. So on Wednesday, I got a call and they told me that, oh, excuse me, but you can't have that event where you plan to have it. So you will have it in Susan Howe Hall. And I said, Susan Howe Hall? I've been in Susan Howe Hall for years. And then the fact that I have been here for 46 years, I started thinking about Susan Howe Hall and this room. And I remember all the important events happened in this room. You know, I started thinking about Bob Turner's retirement party. We gave him a big Stetson hat, and right over there I can picture him. And then I started thinking about this room and the history of the museum. So this was some kind of karma or some kind of spirit action that brought us to this room, because I think it's a moment that placed us here through some kind of star alignment. In 1991, the trustees decided that we officially had a museum. 1991, so that's 28 years ago, approximately, to this moment. And I was invited by the then president, Ed Cole, to come and talk to the trustee dinner about Alfred and the arts at Alfred and the next decade. And I found the talk. This is the exact talk that I gave in 1991. I'm not going to put you through it. But I thought, wow, that's interesting. We're here. It's a whole new era. It's a whole new generation. Ceramic art at Alfred, the next decade. I told President Cole I would speak on that topic. Certainly the development of our Ceramic Art Museum is an important and vital part of the next decade. They had just decided, the trustees, that we actually had a museum. So I'm trying to give it context. What our famous kill room was to the 50s through the 80s, the Museum of the Ceramic Art will be for the 90s and beyond. It completes the circle that begins with raw materials and student faculty studio explorations and ends with renewed inspiration in the presence of a preserved history of quality, which, in connection with our exceptional library, gives birth to a new level of scholarship and critical investigation so necessary to the future of any art form. In our country, perhaps the world, this complete cycle in ceramic art now exists only at Alfred University. 28 years ago. Now, who do I remember being in this room who I didn't know well at all? Can you guess? A member of the Board of Trustees who was sitting here at the Turner table by the name of Marlin Miller. And I remember he was here because I was introduced to him. And what is that kind of, that's karma. So the predictions I was sort of making, it took a while. We got started, we got a museum in place, and Marlin came forward and made magic happen. And as a result of his gift, we have a real, sure enough, ceramic art museum at Alfred. Great ideas are great ideas, and they last forever. Sometimes you have to be patient, and they evolve. And when I realized we were back in this room, it all came back to me that I said these things, you were here, and I have a special presentation for you. It's just behind the wall here. So, I may have to help you open it.
Did you do the ribbon?
I need the bows.
So I could have started on mine.
That's everyone needs stardust tonight. We're calling glitter stardust for the moment. And so be patient, but it's very important that we watch Marlin open this present.
Oh,
And then he will tell you about why this particular gift is significant.
oh, really?
Yes. You will tell everyone.
I hope so.
You will tell everyone. So, but it has to come in a big box. And it has to be unpacked carefully.
We have to have a knife now.
Oh,
Oh, you know how to do that.
sort of. You just kind of do it. Oh, say, Lisa, do you have a knife?
That's not very hard.
We need a tool. Watch out. Oh, Brian, you can't get on an airplane with this. Oh, great. All right, now, one thing about ceramics,
Yes?
and we would have to have given up the whole profession, except at some point they invented bubble wrap.
That was a classmate of mine at Harvard Business School.
And that was a classmate of yours at Harvard Business School.
Yes, it was better than
And so we have bubble wrap. Thank you. So we have bubble wrap. And I don't know whether blue bubble wrap is...
Oh, be careful, it might break.
Yes, it might be. So,
I'll hold the box back.
now we can get rid of this part.
Brian, we need you again.
Oh, Brian, you need the knife.
You don't know what I go through at Christmas. It takes all morning for one present.
It's a diamond ring in there.
Yeah.
What do you think this is?
I know what it is.
You're going to have to explain it.
I'll explain.
We're undressing.
Buy all the ceramics in the world that you want if you just don't spend it on a Tang horse. For those of you know, this is the horse that that protected the emperor. If any of you have visited China and had a chance to go to Xi'an and see all the things that are there, And if you go to Xi'an, you'll see thousands of these Tang horses, not the real Tang horses. But this incredible glazing and the nature of the horse was a wonderful thing. But I also had, at one time, we had Thomas Hoving at our home, actually, because he was giving a talk when Ginger and I sponsored the capital campaign for our museum. And I talked with Hoving a little bit about, how do you know about copies? And he said, well, I've been fooled 3 or 4 times in my life really badly. And if my suggestion to you would be, don't even think about trying to find a real Tang horse because you'll never know whether it's real or not. So now I have a Tang horse. Thank you very much. we could add this to the collection.
Oh, yeah.
However, I don't think you'll put it up on a pedestal over there.
I don't know. In this case, I think Sequoia said in his lecture something we should have a conversation about. Is it fake? Is it real?
Cup of light.
What is it? What does it mean to make all these fakes of important works,
Yeah.
So it's a deep philosophical question.
I'll have to come back to that.
You have to come back. So you want to say something more about the collection?
Well, yeah. Wayne said, can you speak a little bit about the collection? And, you've all heard a lot of really wonderful conversation for the last couple of days, so I don't want to spend a lot of time here. But if I did, I'd have to start back at 1950 when I came here to school. And my roommate was an art student. George Newsom was his name, from Buffalo. And he was also a great football player. He was a quarterback for his high school football team in Hamburg, outside of Buffalo. And so together, we put together an intramural football team here that beat all the fraternities that year. We were the intramural champions. And so anyway, George and I had a long relationship, and he ultimately introduced me to my first wife, who was also an art student. And so that's sort of the beginning of my collection, because I got acquainted with the art world, which I said to somebody before, I would have been afraid to walk into a museum or a gallery because I didn't know what to say to somebody when they said, why are you here? But I began to learn about that from these folks. And I think that's one of the great beauties of this school. And I really loved the discussion today from Sequoia about the museum as a forum. And I think that we have this great opportunity to make this museum a forum for the entire university, to get people exposed as I was to the art world, even though I didn't really understand it at all until I came. So anyway, Marcia and I didn't have any money to collect art at that time, and it's a long story. We actually got to visit Henry Moore when we were traveling in Europe, but we couldn't afford to even buy a $40 maquette from him. But anyway, as time went along, we went to a gallery out in Wellfleet when we were there on vacation, exactly 50 years from this summer. And there we made our first big purchase. We bought for $50 the Val Cushing bowl that's in the exhibition, if you haven't seen it. So that was the beginning of our collection. And then after that, we got acquainted with Helen Drutt, who's sitting over here at our table, and is one of the great developers of the ceramic world in the United States, because her gallery led to a lot of other people having galleries, and she represented a lot of the artists here from Alfred. And so we started collecting work through Helen, and went on from there to many. I could tell you a story about every piece that we've collected, because that's the beauty of collecting. You get to meet the artists many times, not all the time, but most of the time, and other people know them, and you get a chance to really get acquainted with it and love it. So we have a lovely time collecting. And so that's been over 50 years, but it's really easy now because we can make a de-accession with just one fell swoop. And that is, we're going to give this whole collection, or the bulk of this collection. I don't want to quite say the whole collection, because there are a few children and other people who want some pieces. But the bulk of the collection will come to Alfred University. And it's just like it's deja vu coming all the way around, because I remember here as a trustee standing at this very podium talking about many issues, and here tonight I can talk about the fact that our collection is going to come to Alfred. And so, anyway, no, that's all right. Don't get up. That's the story in short form. I could tell you about the 200 and some pieces that we collected. There's a story around each and every one, but I won't, like Wayne said, go any further than that. Thank you.
Okay, Marlin, you never thought you were going to get a Tang horse.
I never thought I was going to.
I know, there it is. You can make a lamp out of this one. No one would make a lamp out of a real Tang horse. So you have lots of opportunity.
If you have a chance to visit Xi'an, China, you'll see in the museums there are real Tang horses.
You'll see a ring hand. So you want to take this to your table? Or we should use this as a centerpiece. Oh, okay. We'll put this right here.
Oh my God, it's heavy.
Okay, so I'm not quite done with my cart. I have one more present to put on my cart. And this one's all wrapped in pink with glitter and gold. And I would like if Helen Drutt English would come up and unwrap her present. Yes. Oh, really? She just said she hadn't done anything. Well, we're all past that point, but I'll help you unwrap it. Yes, yes. She says she hasn't done anything. Helen is the reason I have a career. You know, today you can go to the Boston Museum, you can go to the Brooklyn Museum, you can go to the Young Museum. You can see my work in those museums. And why is that? Not because I was hustling anything, but I was fortunate enough to have Helen on my side. And she's done so much for Alfred University. She started with the Winnikers, who were here as graduate students. She worked with Turner, with Cushing, with myself, so many of us, and also with many of the artists of the younger generation who worked here with Anne, with myself, with John and Andrea, with Linda, and she gave them their first chance to have an exhibition in the real world at her gallery that she set up in Philadelphia, the Helen Drutt Gallery. So we thought it was totally appropriate this evening to give you a gift wrapped in pink. So you need to unwrap it. Did I say a hustler? I tried to use the term galleryist.
I'm really
Just talk. I'll unwrap the present.
I'm deeply honored, really. I am for this recognition. Really. And I do love Alfred. I do love Alfred.
You got to tuck right in.
Just a moment. My cane. Wait.
Maybe you don't want to wear this one.
There. Thank you.
Shall I go ahead?
Yes, absolutely. And it is true that Alfred has been a
Talk right into it.
Alfred has been a very central part of my life.
That's what it is.
Oh, right.
Okay. Do I need the knife, Brian? I'm good.
But thank you. I mean, I'm somewhat embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed.
Just keep looking.
Just look in the box. I got to hold on to this.
I'm trying to feel it. Oh, a black cape. What I've always wanted. Uh-oh. A cap and gown. Oh. Am I getting a degree?
I'll hold the mic. You put your arm in that sleeve.
Is this official?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Is this official? Is this why you came to see me?
Not yet. We're getting there.
I didn't understand why your president came to see me,
Somewhere.
except he really wanted to know my background. Is this really real?
How do you look in purple and gold?
I love it.
Now, this is the hat, but I told them that you didn't need to put it on because you have a hat already.
Yeah.
If you'd like. And put that one
Is
on.
this trial commencement?
It's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
Yeah. You're going to become a doctor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Right now.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
This is not a joke?
It's not a joke. But it is a surprise.
You have to wait till he reads the citation.
Where's the student body?
They're out there.
I'm totally amazed, and I'm feeling very lightheaded. And are you sure that this is really what you said it is?
Yes. It is. Well deserved.
Really?
Well deserved.
What happened to the mic? Is it on?
I don't know.
Now, Helen,
What?
you can sit down because you might want to sit down for this one. I'm going to read the citation that I wrote
Dear.
Right there.
and give this presentation to Helen a little context. So if you want, it'll take me a minute to read the whole thing because it's
Only
long
a
and
minute?
important.
Only a minute?
This is going to be all about you.
Well, then an hour.
Yes, okay. Alfred University honorary degree citation, Doctor of Fine Arts, September 27th, 2019. Helen Drutt English. The roots of ceramic art are buried deep in the soil of human enterprise. For centuries, humanity has brought forth meaning from clay, glaze, and fire. Today, we think of ceramic art as contemporary art, the art of our times. It is not unreasonable to consider that the dawn of contemporary era for ceramic art as a time when aspiring artists first began to assemble individual ceramic studios, free from the technological, financial precincts of industry. The educational innovations of Charles Fergus Binns, which led to the enfranchisement of the individual ceramic artist, were essential. Because of the transformational program in ceramics that he established in 1900 at Alfred University, individual studios were built, private kilns were constructed, and material science demystified. Today, the ceramic art program at Alfred University is a success story. It has focused on the artist as an individual and the individual artist's potential to impact the evolving status of culture, not just here in the US, but also internationally. Beginning with Binns, Alfred University has consistently provided the technical know-how and the aesthetic debate so critical to the evolution of ceramic art in our time. It is important to note, however, that this success was not something achieved in a vacuum. By mid-20th century, the cultural appreciation of contemporary ceramic art was expanding, led by individuals equal to Binns in their revolutionist spirit. The pioneers of the cultural marketplace made the advancements of the individual maker and the maker's art a long-term venture. Together, academia and the real world collaborated in establishing a future for ceramic art. None of the pioneers of the contemporary cultural marketplace has been more important to Alfred University and to the advancement of ceramic art in America than Helen Drutt English. Her commitment to Alfred artists has been steadfast for the past 6 decades. Her career as a cultural maven continues to astonish. She is, in fact, the definition of the term maven. She is the one who truly understands, and over the years has become dazzlingly skilled at her chosen work. During a visit to Alfred University in May 1997, Helen arranged to see an MFA thesis exhibition in the Fossig-Nelson Gallery. 1 month later, the Helen Drutt Gallery in Philadelphia mounted the first solo exhibition of Sun Koo-ya, a Korean-American artist, Alfred MFA, 1997. During the exhibition, his work was acquired by 8 private collections, as well as the Smithsonian Institution, the National Museum of American Art in Washington. Today, Sun Koo-ya is one of the world's renowned ceramic artists. This is but a single example of Helen Drutt English's commitment to young artists and to so many others who have greatly benefited from her celebrated eye for significant art. Helen Drutt English serves as a founding member and the executive director of the Philadelphia Council for Professional Craftsmen, 1967 to 1974. In 1973, she developed the syllabus and taught at Moore College of Art the first college-level course in the history of modern craft. That year, she also established the Helen Drutt Gallery in Philadelphia. And it is very important to mention that over the years, Helen Drutt English has put into place a rare and extensive archive that is a vital resource for scholars and institutions throughout this country and the world. Helen Drutt English has been recognized with many awards for her accomplishments. She has been honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Museum of Women in Washington, D.C., and claimed a visionary by the Museum of Arts and Design, New York. In 1995, Helen Drutt English was appointed a cultural ambassador for the city of Philadelphia. And in 2011, she accepted an invitation to become a trustee of the Smithsonian Archives of American Art. It is especially fitting this evening then, upon the occasion of the Alfred Ceramic Art Museum's Perkins Dinner celebration, to recognize Helen Drutt English for her extraordinary career and to extend our gratitude to her for all she has done and continues to do for ceramic art at Alfred. Therefore, by virtue of the fact that Helen Drutt English maintains a special relationship to Alfred University and has already significantly aided Alfred University in its ceramic program by bringing notoriety to both and has achieved numerous noteworthy accomplishments in her life and art, it is my honor to present Helen Drutt English for the conferral of the degree Doctor of Fine Arts honoris causa in recognition of her pioneering, visionary, and discerning commitment to ceramic art. Mr. President.
I don't know what to say.
Well,
Thank you.
you're not a doctor yet. You're not a doctor yet. So I've got a mic. Wait.
I'm
So,
with, it's very rare for me to be without words.
Hang on.
I am.
Helen Drutt English, by the authority vested in me by the Alfred University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts from our university with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Congratulations, well deserved, Dr. Helen Drutt English.
Thank you. I'm really without words. I mean, I just wish Peter were here. I don't. Thank you very, very much. It is very rare for me not to be very loquacious. And I just want you to know how deeply I accept this honor it's something I've dreamed about. But I just deeply accept this honor. Now I know why you came to see me for breakfast. I mean, I thought he wanted to know my family history. However, I am very grateful. I am very proud of the fact that I've had relationships with Andrea and John and Linda and Wayne and Ann. Where is Ann? Over there. And Ann and Bob Turner, you know, and Val Cushing. I could tell you really stories about Val Cushing. But I can remember the first time I came to see Bob and Alice Westfall was leaving. You know, you have to know that history sometime. But
need a little more wine, Helen.
right, and also Tom Lacanina, right?
Yes.
Right, Tom Lacanina. Anyway, Alfred has been part of my life for many, many decades, and I'm very proud now to be a more significant and official part of Alfred University, and I thank you so very much, and I'm also very proud to share with Ginger and Marlin this moment in time. It's true. It's very, very special to be here, and thank you all.
Thank you.
Purple's my favorite color.
Looks great on you.
Do you want us to just have a moment?
Wait.
Did you get...
Right. Where are you?
Wait a minute.
I mean, is this really true?
It's true. You're now official.
If you don't take a picture, it didn't happen. Thank you, Lydia.
Congratulations.
It is.
I'll put this back together.
Somehow or
Don't let
another,
it drop.
I thought it was like the
You
Wizard
want-
of Oz.
Don't look behind the curtain. Some closing remarks from Mark. Would you like to have a final word? And maybe Greg will say something.
Many of you were with us last night when the Materiality exhibit opened. And it came up in both Marlin and Wayne's remarks about circles and closing loops. And last night played off this T.S. Eliot poem that always keep exploring. And no matter where you've been, when you come back to the place you started, you'll know the place for the first time. A lot of closed circles. This is the place Marlin first got inspired by a roommate, by his first wife, with a love of art. This is also 50 years since he and Marcianne started collecting art, as you heard in Wellfleet. Dr. Drutt now she helped develop the circle between Wayne and Marlin and so many of the other artists, so it's very fitting that we're able to honor her tonight as well. And as we heard Wayne say 28 years ago, this was where the trustees decided there will be a museum. Took a while longer than expected, but Marlin and Ginger eventually made that magic happen. So, and Marlin ends up finally getting that tang horse he's always dreamed about. So that circle's been closed. And but closed is kind of the wrong word. It implies there's an end. And the reason we give wedding bands is this belief that there is no end to a circle. That it's something that will last forever. And it was an inspirational talk by Sequoia Miller today. I'd never heard the concept of museum as a forum as opposed to a temple. Not something to provoke reverence, but to promote creation and interaction. And with that in mind, it's on us, and it's very fitting Sequoia talked about clay. It's not something that's already formed, but it's still in our hands to be able to create something out of it. So it's just a wonderful reminder to all of us that some important things happened 50 years ago with Marlin when he started in 1950 with us, with what happened with Helen Drutt English today and the link she forged. But the relevant margin's always the future and what we can shape with this forum that we now have. So from the university, we want to deeply thank Marlin for all the magic he's created, for his announcement today of donating most of his collection to our Alfred Ceramic Art Museum. If you've had a chance to see it, you can see it in books, but seeing it in person is a whole different thing. So, and it's aptly named Materiality because it's not just the material, it's not just its significance, but it's real. And its ultimate home will be here in Silica or Clay Valley. So Marlin, thank you for making that happen. And now I'd like to invite the chair of our Board of Trustees, Greg Connors.
Thanks, Mark. It's hard to believe when the Board of Trustees made that decision in 1991, I was on campus. I was not in that meeting, though. So for me to be here tonight really is rewarding and is very special for me. The students that are here joining us tonight, could you guys stand up, please? Can you stand up? Stand up. We want to thank you for taking the time out of these last couple of days for joining us and joining us tonight. I can say on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we come back to Alfred and volunteer our time and our talent and our treasures because of you. And we look forward to having you up here as the next Dr. Drutts, and the next Wayne Higbys, and the next Vale Cushings. They're going to make us proud. So thank you very much. And I just want to conclude. I can't thank Marlin Miller enough. Not only is he a tremendous benefactor of our university, but he's been a great role model and mentor for me as a board member and as the current chair. And one thing that Marlin has always bestowed upon me and our other board members is always taking care of your family first, and then everything else will follow. And one of the things that we've been gracious enough at Alfred University is that we're part of Marlin's family. And we can't thank you enough for allowing us to have that opportunity. Thank you, everybody, for coming. There's a lot of great energy here at Alfred. Having this many students, for me, when I see this and we talk about this at the board meetings, this is what keeps us going. This is what keeps Mark sending out those emails at 2 o'clock in the morning to everybody. So please keep creating. Please continue to be innovative. And please follow Wayne's leadership and mentorship by always using glitter.
Thank you, Craig. So there you have it. Another really historical moment this evening. And we've been thinking about Helen for so long and trying to find a way to do this. And it just came together, and I thought tonight would be the magical moment because all of you are here, and so many of you have devoted your lives to ceramics and the history of ceramics. And to make that moment with her and recognize what she has done for all of us was very important to me and very important to the university. The museum is not simply the ceramic art program. The museum is the university's museum. It's the village's museum. It's the Alfred Museum. It's the Region's Museum. It's the America's Museum of Ceramic Art. And it's an international venue as well. So continue, I hope, to help us make it happen here and make the museum a place that you visit often. Thank you for being here tonight. Good night.